Hello, my dear viewers. This is Dr. Costa. I am a medical doctor currently working in UK's National Health Service. I joined NHS last year and currently I am a Tier 2 skilled worker visa holder in the UK. So if you are a medical person or if you are anybody wants to come to UK to work, then this video is going to be beneficial for you, because when you arrive in the UK for your first time, you definitely face UK's 5 top problems that I'm going to talk about in this video. I have faced these problems and gone through all of these, so please be with me till the end. The first problem you are almost certainly gonna face is housing problem. I think most of the UK citizens would agree with me that they are going through a housing crisis. Housing prices are sky high and rent is also sky high, and it is very difficult to get an accommodation. If you are coming here as a health worker, your hospital may not be able to provide you an accommodation. If they can provide you one, then consider yourself as a very lucky person. But if you bring your family here, for example, if you bring your wife or children, then the healthcare system will not give accommodation for all of your family members. So keep that in your mind. And it's very difficult to get accommodation in the UK because most of the time you cannot talk with the landlord directly. You have to go through agencies, and these agencies would ask for a lot of documentations that you may not have. For example, when I came to UK for the first time and I went to an agency to rent a flat, they wanted 3 years of my credit history in the UK and documentations from my previous landlord in the UK, which obviously I didn't have. They would always prefer those people who have all the documents. And even if you submit all the documents, they would show the same property to multiple buyers or multiple people who wants to rent that property, and then they would submit all the profiles to the landlord, and then landlord would decide. So probably you would see a lot of flats and somebody else would succeed to rent these flats. So these agencies are one of the main problems in the UK. Pretty much everything you want to do in the UK, you need to go through an agency. For example, renting a house, buying a house, getting a job. Sometimes if you need legal support and want to talk with a lawyer, you cannot do it directly, you have to go through an agency. These agencies are middlemen between the actual service seller or product seller and the service or product buyer. Being the middleman, they earn a lot of money and sometimes increase the friction of actual sale. Sometimes you need to go through one agency to catch another agency. I think this is one of the main reasons why, despite being a rich country, most of the UK people will not categorize themselves as rich. Second problem you would face is transportation problem, especially if you are planning to buy a car. You cannot get installments or loans for your car. You have to pay full in cash, because whenever you would go to a bank or an agency or car seller for the loan, car loan, they would again ask for your 3 years of credit check report, which obviously you would not have. So if you are coming to UK from India, Bangladesh, Pakistan or any similar country, most probably you would not be able to buy a fancy car as your first car in the UK. You may need to look into the used car market. Third problem you would definitely face is problems with food. I wouldn't say foods here are bad, but they taste significantly different. Even if you are from India and you go to Indian restaurant in the UK, these restaurants would not serve you full Indian foods. They would serve you a hybrid food that is somewhere in between Indian food and British food. So for many of you, these foods would feel tasteless, but eventually you would be habituated with all the foods available in the UK, so it wouldn't remain as a problem for a long time. Fourth problem in the UK is opening a bank account. It is not a straightforward process to open a bank account. In India, Bangladesh, Pakistan and many Gulf countries, you can directly go to bank, submit some documents and then open a bank account. But in UK they would ask for 2 proofs of your current address, and if you are staying in a hospital accommodation, then it would be very difficult to submit 2 proofs of your address. And if you bring your other family members in the UK and you rented a flat, then chances are the utility bills and proof of addresses would come under your name, so your significant other may not be able to open a bank account in the UK. However, you may easily open a Revolut account or Monzo account. And number 5 problem you would face is about the cost. Everybody talks here about cost of living, cost of house rent and cost of property purchase. But another thing here is very costly, and that is public transport, especially trains are not cheap in the UK. Sometimes rail cards can give you a cheaper option for train travel, but if you travel every day in short distance and your ticket cost is less than £12, then rail card would not do anything for you. So these are top 5 problems currently ongoing in the UK according to my personal experience. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button.